Alright, so Return of the Duelist is right around the corner, and therefore, as I've done with the past couple sets, I'll be giving you my top 5 picks for cards, which, of course, will be very inaccurate wrong, but you know what, it's my opinion, so deal with it. Our special mention this time around is Super Dimensional Robot Galaxy Destroyer. Why? Well, there are a couple reasons. One, this might have potential sometime in the future. Two, it kind of looks like, I don't know, Brutalis, the Destructicons, Constructicons, Giant Transformer. And, you know, as a general rule, so number 5, I'm going to be cheating a little bit. And it's not necessarily a card, but 2 cards which show potential. And generally for this set, I've had a lot of trouble picking cards. Not because they're, oh my word, so many good cards, but ones that I could feasibly argue as being the best cards of the set. Because in reality, this feels like half of a set. Like seeing what's coming out next set during Abyss, you put Return of the Duelist and Abyss together, you get a magnificent set. But separately, they really seem like 2 halves of one set. So there's a lot of potential, but no follow through yet. So for number 5, I'm going to be putting up both Puddingcess Maldoche and Maldoche Chateau. More or less due to the fact that they are some of the better Maldoche cards in this set. And when next set comes out, I plan on building Maldoche. I'm actually going to be looking for some Puddingcesses in the next couple months. And I'm going to be building it, and I feel it's going to be a good deck. It's going to be a fun deck to run. It'll work. But more importantly, it's going to be a fun deck to run. And those are the decks that I really like. Like, I used to run Insectors. I sold off Insectors after playing it once because it wasn't fun. Okay, it worked, but kind of felt cheap. It's like when you play a fighting game and you pick the top tier characters, you're winning, but you kind of feel kind of about it because you know you're using the top tier. But that aside, Maldoche is going to have a lot of good to come for it. Chateau is going to be important. Puddingcess is going to be important. All the other commons are going to be just as important. And it's going to be so much fun to actually build that deck and play it and see how well it'll run. So I'll put these 2 at number 5, but overall it's kind of more to Maldoche, period. Number 4 is, again, another card that speaks more to the potential of where the card game might be going and the fact that they still haven't run out of ideas, and that's Silver Sentinel. Silver Sentinel, you can choose to set him as a spell or trap. You wouldn't activate him or anything, but if your opponent destroys him, then you target something, he special summons and blows up that card. It's a bit of a work to blow up one card and bring a body out when there are a lot of other ways to do it, but I really enjoy the ideas behind it. I enjoy where it might go. It actually kind of keeps you from getting something stuck in your hand in a sense. And it brings out another body to maybe Exceed or Synchro or Special Summon or Tribute Summon with. It brims with, here's the potential of what the card game might come out with soon. It's not out yet, but this is what we might have in the future. And I like that. I really do. So that's why it gets number 4. Number 3, I put in Rebound. There's a lot of more bounce effects being used as opposed to just straight up destruction, which is going to see some more play as, you know, things go on. And bounce is just as nasty as destruction is half the time. So with all these things to negate destruction, having a counter trap that negates bounce on top of it then doing other things I like. And if it's just blown up by your opponent, you draw a card. You know, I think is it Miracle Hero Fusion? Or Miracle Contact? One of those fusion cards, if it's destroyed, you draw a card. And that's used, and that, you know, people draw off that all the time, so I don't see why Rebound would be any different. As long as you set it on the field, you're gonna get one of those two effects. If they try to bounce your spell or trap, you can counter it if you really wanted to. If they're gonna blow it up, you draw a card. If you get it from your hand on field for a trap, not that bad actually. You're gonna get something for it. Number 2 is one of the big archetypes in this set and the next set, which is Spellbook and Prophecy. And for this, I actually went with Spellbook of Secrets. Anything that you just play from your hand that lets you search for anything, period, is good. You know, in Dark World, if I discard Snow, I search for any Dark World card. And that's a good card. Here we just have, you know, that search effect as a spell. It's just simple. The best cards are simple. Simple spell, search for any spell book, put in your hand. And then, you know, you can play that spellbook. You can't play Spellbook of Secrets again, because that'll just, people loop through that really quick, like they do with Toon Table of Contents, or any other deck emptier to make it easier to get what you want. But general search for any of those cards that can get you out of trouble. There are a lot of spellbooks that do a lot of different things, so there hasn't really been a lot specific spell search. There's been plenty of creature search and plenty of archetype search, but this is really the first big, I want to say, spell search that really gives you options. Normally, if it lets you search for something of a specific archetype, it lets you search for maybe 1 or 2. Here we got like, what, 5 or 6 spell books? That's a lot of options of how to get out of jail. And really like that. So that's why I guess number 2. Spirit Converter is number 1. And here's why. It's our first true reloader for Exceeds. We do have that new overlay spell that it goes underneath when you play it. We have Exceeds Reborn, yes, okay, that happens. But there hasn't really been a true reload engine. And this is once per turn, put something beneath an Exceed. That's good. And there's, I believe, yeah, there's one card in this set, the Thunder, another one of those Thunder Dragons that he only gets 3 when you first Exceed him, and you need something that can put overlays underneath it to get his other effect. I like that this shows, you know, that is going to be a mechanic pretty soon to throw things underneath. It's a solid card. You will probably get at least 1 extra Exceeds from it. And when it blows up, you put, you know, 2 light monsters back in your hand. Alright. So I play it, you immediately blow out. Okay. 2 light, I'm sorry, not light, 2 light thunder type monsters, 4-star. So it is general, it is pretty specific, but you're still reloading your hand with creatures, and you have a reload engine for 1 card. I really like that. And really, of all the cards in this set, most of them have had the kind of subtext of potential underneath them, because again, this feels like half a set. And this probably has a good, if not the most amount of potential for what we might see in the future. This has been a little lackluster of a set really for me. Yeah, there's a lot coming out next set along with this set that together will make fantastic decks and a great card game. And with the new ban list out, that also meshes with people's decks and playstyles. But right now, the set just doesn't do it for me. Last set really didn't do too much for me either. So hopefully next set, get the rest of the Maldosia stuff. I'll build that, let you guys see that build if I build it, and I'll see how that runs. But for now, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll have another Yu-Gi-Oh video for you guys soon.